Good morning, students. In the last lecture, do you remember which subtopic is covered by me in C++? Yes, we have seen how to write a program. We have seen C in object, C out object, and also what is preprocessor directive. I've already told you about these three parts. So today we will see the further part of C++, that is data types, variables and constant. So we'll start with the lecture with the concept variables and constant. Now what is a variable? So if you go by definition, it is a name of a storage location in which we are going to store some value during execution of a program. So variable is nothing but a storage location name that we are giving, matlab programmer is giving. Okay, now that storage location is present in the memory. Okay, so what is happening is, suppose if you take example of finding area of a circle. Okay, so here we will ask the user to enter radius value, correct? So that radius value, whatever user inputs from the keyboard, has to be stored somewhere in the computer's memory, and then when we will compile and execute the program, that time the current execution variable's value is kept in that storage location, accessed by the program while execution, and then with respect to that the output is given. So suppose if I say I have chosen the name of a variable as r and user inputs radius 7 centimeters. Okay, so what is the area? You know the formula is pi r square, so that is 22 by 7 into 7 into 7. So we will get area as 154 square centimeter in this case, right? So if user enters radius value 7, he will get the value of area as 154. Whereas if the user enters value 10 as radius, then he will get or she will get the value as 22 by 7 into 10 square, that is 3.14 into 100, so 314 SQCM, right? So are you getting? So variable is nothing but we are specifying a name to a given storage location in which we are going to store some value during execution of the program. Okay, so we have to define it before we are using it. So in the main function which we have shown in the first program, there it was just to print hello world or hello, right? So we are not doing any logical programming aspect there that we have seen, but now onwards whenever I will give examples, we will do some or other calculations, so you will get better idea, right? So here r is a variable name. Now what is int, I am going to tell you, but remember it is a keyword. Int is a keyword, whereas variable name I can give any name from the valid identifier rule set. I have to give the name to a I can't randomly just pick up any name and give, right? So I have to follow the rules set up by the programmer already and give the name to this variable. Now what is a constant? As you know, constant means the value is not going to change. Again, it is a name of the variable, name of the storage location in the memory, but here by constant we mean is its value is not going to change throughout the program. So suppose if I consider same example of finding area of circle, then in that case what will be the constant? Yes, pi, which is 3.14 or 22 by 7. Okay, getting me? So variables value radius will change as per what user is inputting. In the previous example I have given you the this bank wala example, so in which user is asked to enter his ID and password or PIN number, right? So each user have a unique PIN number and the value will be different for the different user. So that value is accepted by the keyboard has to be stored somewhere in that program variable. So that is a storage memory. So here I have chosen the name R, which is resembling radius. There we can have name as pin number or something like that. So program will choose the name as per our normal real world name as a variable name, but he or she has to follow the rules of naming a variable. Okay, now constant could be, here I previously I have given you example of constant pi. You can also have a string constant in which you may have a book as some name of a book, has to be written in double quotes value. If it is an integer constant, say price of the book is fixed. So if in a library we have books, the string constant will be the name of the book, and say learning C++ using Balguru Swami, and its price is say fixed to ₹120, then that will be constant for that particular book. Are you getting me? So this is about variables and constant. Okay, now what are identifiers? Again, these are programmer chosen names, but not only to represent variables, but that could be a function name, that could be any function name, or this thing which will be used in a programmer, used by the programmer to give any name of a variable, or it could be array name, it could be function name, it could be union name, structure name. So these are the rules. You cannot use keyword as identifiers. See, when you will learn from book E. Balaguru Swami, there are list of keywords I will be also giving you later on. So if you want to see now along with this lecture, list of keywords, like you cannot use main as your variable name or a function name, you cannot use int, float. So whatever keywords are already used in C++ cannot be given as an identifier name. Now they must begin with alpha character, but cannot start with number, that is numeric. In between you can use numeric, alphanumeric, underscore, etc. Okay, and if I give a variable name as r, as small r, as in, and if I give a variable name as capital R, then both the variables are treated distinct. Uppercase and lowercase letters are treated distinct or different in C++. Now knowing this, I've given you some examples as identifier name. We will see whether they are valid or not. So first name given by the programmer is total cells. So you can see all these are alphabets, so it is valid. Now the second programmer has chosen the name as total underscore cells, so underscore is allowed in between the numbers, so it is also a valid identifier name. You can end it with the dollar sign, total cells, and then like dollar or rupees, allowed. But I can't have total dot cells. I can't use dot in between the two names or two alphabets. Okay. You cannot start identifier name, cannot begin it with the digit. Similarly, you cannot have and in between the two alphabets. You cannot have this is not, this is hash. You cannot have not, and you cannot have hash in between. So bottom whichever 5 I have listed are not valid identifiers. The upper ones are valid. Even I can have total cells 1, digit can be in between or in the end, allowed. Now knowing variables and identifiers, now we will move on to the next topic, which is a data type. Now what is a data type? So you have seen that I have explained you about radius. So if one user gives radius as 7, another user may give it as 10.1. Some user by mistakenly types, by mistakenly means keyboard press by mistakenly, instead of writing some integer value, he has pressed a character. So we have 3 cases in which variable name is r. Okay, so one user has copied or typed 7 centimeter, another user has typed 10.5, and one user has typed s. So what will happen in this case? What will be the actual value of the radius? So for that we have to specify data type. So if one user specifies, one programmer specifies int as a radius, that means integer value the radius will have, that memory location will going to hold integer value, then it will be int. If it is going to have a float value, that is decimal or fraction value, then it can have 10.5 centimeters. And obviously radius, this the message should be given that character cannot be a radius value, right? So there are three data types: basic, built-in, basic or built-in, that is first one. Second one is derived, and third one is user defined. So we will see each one by one. In built-in we have still four types, that is int, float, char and double. In derived we have array and function. In user defined we have class and structure. Okay, now what is this built-in? Built-in means basic, which are very primitive data types. So int, float, character and double. Int is going to store integer data like 2, 3, 4, 10, 100, 1000, like that. Float will have decimal fractional value, that is 3.14, 10.5, etc. Char will have certain value like y, n, that is yes, no, or tf for true, false. Double will have still more size. So you can see here the size I have specified. For C++ we have 2 bytes. For integer it will allocate 2 bytes from the memory. If I specify the data as float, it will allocate 4 bytes, whereas char it will allocate 1 byte, double it will allocate 8 bytes. So depending on what is my data size. Now you will ask where the double is used. Maybe some calculations in mathematics, like say log calculations, or calculations in which some satellite space calculations, spatial calculations required. There we need a large or bulky data, so we will choose 8 bytes, that is double. Now derived are derived from basic or built-in, which are array and pointers. Okay, so we will see about this in the later upcoming topics. User defined are class and structure. Again we are going to see, this entire chapter is based on this, so we will see that in detail later upcoming lectures. Okay, so right now you concentrate on built-in data type. Okay, so we will see the first built-in data type, which is integer. What is that? Integer is, it is designed to store whole number values. It requires 2 bytes memory, and it can have both negative and positive values. So like I have shown here, it can store negative as well as positive numbers, integers obviously. Now when I want to define a variable, I may define it as int length and int width. Suppose I want to find rectangle's area is the objective of my program, then I will store it as length and width as the two variable names, and then again area I'm going to find out, so I am also defining it as int. So you can identify, say this is a data type and this is a variable name. This can be anything, and this has to be a keyword. Data type has to be a keyword. Okay, if I want to declare the same variables of the same type on one line, it is allowed. You can separate them by comma. So instead of writing it on 2 different lines, I can write int length comma width, like that. Suppose one variable is int and another is float, then you have to define them on the 2 different lines. Now char data type, how do I define it? It takes 1 byte of memory. I can store it as char value, that means this is a variable name and this is a keyword char, and value is equal to, in single quotes, y. So when I want to store a data, I will write it as value is equal to y, that is yes. So I have used abbreviation here. Okay, are you understanding? So in the memory you can see the variable value will have data as y, so this is going to store here. Suppose if I want to store character strings instead of a data, I can store it in the double quotes. In the char data type, you have to store as a single digit, a single value, you will store it in the single quote, whereas string you can store it in double quotes. Okay, and when I store hello, say like this, so there are 5 characters, collection of 5 characters, and it will end with the \0, which is a null terminator character here. Okay, so these are the basic things. We will see, this is all for today. We will see further data types in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so hope you have understood. By the next lecture I take or conduct, you all just revise about data types, variables, and in data type you just go through basic or built-in data type. Okay, and then we will see few more data types in the next lecture, and I will try to cover 1 or 2 programs. Okay, thank you very much.